Hey, welcome to the free-to-play versus budget challenge that I decided to do to highlight the differences between spender accounts and free-to-play accounts if they under the same conditions. What does your spending actually get you? So we're going to go over day 2 today. My name is Wood, and I'm happy to have you here. I'm just getting this channel started, and so I hope you'll stay with me for this journey. Some interesting things happened overnight. I started the account yesterday, both accounts yesterday, and obviously I'm not going to see much difference after one day, but we've made quite a bit of progress. So I'm going to take you into the account, show you, and maybe we'll do our first shard pulls. Okay, here's the free-to-play account. Now I put a little, I don't know, green border around. I just so that as I'm switching back and forth between accounts, you might be able to it might be easier for you guys to see which is the free-to-play and which is the budget account as we go into dungeons and things like that. It might be because it doesn't always say it up here in the corner. So so this will be interesting today because I picked Tragi the Frog. I was going to pick Deacon Armstrong. I was planning on picking Deacon Armstrong yesterday, but the promo code wouldn't work. And so I went ahead and went with Tragi the Frog because he was my second choice. Allure might have been a third, a really close third. I really debated about it because I use Allure a lot on my main account. I got her really early when I first started playing the game, and she's huge for Fire Knight, for Dark Fae, for Scarab. I have 2 of them built on my main account, and she's great. And so I really debated, but because of the importance of Clan Boss in this game and getting a good Clan Boss team together early, I decided to go with Tragi the Frog. Ally protection is kind of rare. Tragi does ally protection. I'm going to go in and find the Tragi on my free-to-play here. So here's Tragi. Stats are they're less than 24 hours old, so give me a break here. But Tragi's skills are great for Clan Boss and for a lot of other places too. And I've found that he's been really helpful on this early push also. So the first, his A1 skill, attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a 50% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. So that it goes up to a 40%. It's not the best decrease attack, but it's on his A1. If you can put some counterattack accessories on him or something like that, I find that helps quite a bit. He gets a few more A1s in and is able to land that. So it's pretty good for it's not the most reliable decrease attack, but it's better than nothing. Decrease attack is really important for Clan Boss. It's got to be on all the time. And so if you have a main debuffer that has decrease attack, Tragi's a really good secondary debuffer for that, just in case they miss it, and sometimes it helps saves you. His A2 is really nice too. Attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. The chance increases by 5% for each debuff on the enemy team. So if you already have debuffs on a wave, for example, if you've already got some debuffs on there, it's almost a lock that he's going to get 100% provoke for 1 turn. And that's really nice for waves. It's nice for faction wars. It's nice for if you have him running in dungeons early game. I don't know too many dungeons where you would have him late game. I don't know of anybody who uses him for that. But for early game, especially if you've got somebody that provokes, that's some really good control. Takes pressure off of everybody for at least 1 turn. And he's pretty tanky. You can build him pretty tanky also. His A3 places a shield buff equal to 15% of the champion's max HP and a 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Also heals this champion by 25% of their max HP and places a 30% reflect damage buff on them for 3 turns. So, sorry, that's a mouthful. This is a pretty good skill. I haven't found that this reflect damage does that much, it's because they have to be damaging you to receive damage in return, and what you want is to not take damage, and so the shield is good on your allies. The ally protection is really good, especially in Clan Boss. If you don't understand, and I don't know if I can explain it that well, but the ally protection on Clan Boss, the Clan Boss ramps up his damage. I'm gonna take you over in the pay to win account, or the budget account, and I'm gonna show you. Go into the Clan Boss here. We'll just do a little run on easy. Please don't judge me. It's less than 24 hours. This is it's a lot to get used to go back to a brand new account after you've been playing for so long. You don't have all the toys that you used to have. So in the Clan Boss run, I'll just start this and this key. So what happens with the Clan Boss? He ramps up his damage as the fight goes on, and it seems like at turn 10, his turn. So you can see up here the boss turn count. His turn 10, he starts ramping up damage, and then at turn 20 it just gets crazy. This team isn't going to even make it that far, but at 20 it just gets turns into crazy damage, and the ally protection makes it, and this has been this way for a long time, so I don't think they're going to change it. I don't think it's a bug in the game, but it seems odd, but it's the way it works. The ally protection protects your team as if he's only hitting at the first, that level of damage that he does on the first 10 turns. So you can really mitigate a ton of his damage by having ally protection on. I think that's how it works. If anybody understands it differently or can explain it better than I can, please leave it down in the comments, because it's a really important. If you don't have an unkillable team, and a lot of times you just don't have access to that at the beginning of an account, you have to have somebody that does ally protect, so that you can survive enough turns to get some damage in. Obviously this team isn't doing anything, so he didn't even survive to turn 10. I'm going back to the free to play here. Anyway, let's get back to Tragi. Ally protection, really important for Clan Boss. Just can't stress that enough. Okay, on his passive, when attacked, has a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff on the attacker for 2 turns. Occurs once per hit. So multiple hits don't cause more poisons to go on, but every time an enemy hits Tragi, he's got this 50-50 shot of landing poison. And it's the big poison, the 5% poison. And it's really good because the Clan Boss is constantly hitting you, and poison is really important for especially early game, to do damage on the Clan Boss. So it's a great passive. He has an aura. It's a resistance in all battles by 40. This aura, I don't think I've ever used it, because you don't usually use a resistance aura in Clan Boss, but he's got it if you need it. And then, and so I already started some masteries on him. So you may have maybe not noticed that both accounts are at level 23. 184,000 damage on easy. That's not good. So you can see that both accounts, the budget one and the free to play, both at level 23. The free to play is a little bit ahead. I'd say within, it's probably a couple of hours at most ahead of the budget account. Like I said in my video yesterday in day 1, the budget account, I did the raid card for my first month's budget. So I don't think I'll probably really see a difference at all in the first month, because you have to climb up to a point where the difference in the silver, and let me go back here and show you the raid card again. The difference between the XP and the silver, that has to ramp up a little bit before you really notice that difference. And so I don't think anything's going to show for at least a few weeks. And then I think maybe some results will start. But see, that's a 6-month investment, not just, one day. And so I'm expecting to get returns on that over time. So I wasn't expecting there to be really any difference at all in the first, especially the first 24 hours. So, but it's just kind of funny that the free to play is ahead of my budget account. So yeah, free to play is doing fine. Go into I'm still doing normal campaign. Oh, I gotta collect that. Still doing normal campaign. I'm up to Valdemar Strait. I've been following the missions mostly, and if you're familiar with these missions, I've gotten quite a ways into them. I've gotten 62 of them done in like I said, it's been less than 24 hours. I think it's been like 20 or 22 hours since I started these accounts, and so I've gotten quite a bit done. I did get some sleep, so don't worry about that. But I'm sure you guys are just besides yourselves about my sleep. But anyway, so I'm on clearing stage 7 of the Deadlands on normal, so I got to move on to Deadlands. Deadlands is in the campaign, and that's where you get went to dungeons. That's where you get if you get it right, you farm a copy of War Maiden. Oh, and I'm ready to start the cinematic for that. So yeah, if you read the lore, I was reading a little bit today, because I always wondered, so the Call of the Arbiter series came out last year. Was it last year? Or was it early this year? I don't remember for sure. But I think it was last year. Call of the Arbiter series came out, and it's still available here, which there's a lot of good rewards in here. I just haven't collected any of them on these accounts yet, because I still haven't been able to spend all the energy that you get right away. If you're making progress quickly on these new accounts, you stack up a whole bunch of energy, and it's hard to get rid of it because you're not spending a ton of energy, and everything takes a long time to complete. And so it's hard to spend the energy as quickly as you'd like to. And so there's a lot of good rewards in this Call of the Arbiter series, and they've got little puzzles to follow. You can watch the videos. I'm pretty sure HellaHades.com still has all of the answers to all the riddles, so that you can get the rewards for those as well. But you get some rewards for sharing them, which you don't even actually have to do. And it's great. But the Call of the Arbiter series kind of went deep in the lore, and it stuck with. I was kind of impressed with how it stuck with what the actual mechanics of the game, and they included a bunch of some of the heroes' skills and the way their animations work and everything. And I thought it was pretty well done that way. And I have no idea why I wanted to start talking about that. So, all right, I'm moving back to the Deadlands. So back at the Deadlands, we've got where we can pick up our copy of War Maiden right here. And War Maiden, if you're not familiar with the game, you want to farm this area of the campaign until you can get a War Maiden, if you don't have another option for decreased defense. So, for example, if you started a promo code with a Tayrel or something, you may not need it as much. Although War Maiden's Force Affinity and Tayrel is Magic Affinity, and having a Force Affinity debuffer is a nice option to have as well. Eventually, you will pick up a copy of War Maiden through opening shards and everything. So you don't have to worry about it too much. But I like to have a War Maiden to start out with. And Deadlands is where you pick up copy for. You also get these, and the other one is Shield Guard. Shield Guard is another one that is really good. I forgot that you can click on them, and so there's War Maiden. Eyes up here, buddy. And then you've got Shield Guard, and Shield Guard is an uncommon. I I don't really like to build him. It's mostly because of his base stats. He can, if he's got really good gear, he can do some really amazing stuff. He's got a pretty good kit, but I just think you've got better options usually if you're playing quite a bit and everything. But if you have the gear to be able to make Shield Guard good, you probably have better options than Shield Guard. That's kind of my feeling on it. Although I did use Shield Guard at level 50 to clear my Faction Wars on my main account. So he actually can do the job. He's one of the best uncommons. In fact, there's only a couple of good uncommons, him and Armiger. But as a rare debuffer, and you know, War Maiden's got some poison, so if you can keep her alive, and I usually like to put her in lifesteal so that she can do clan boss. If you can keep her alive, she can be good in clan boss to give you she gives herself increased attack, so she doesn't give that to anybody else. But when you ascend this ability, she gives you the decreased defense. It's the big version of decreased defense, and it's 100%. So when she's strong affinity, she's always going to put that on the clan boss unless she gets a 3% resist. And this poison is the small poison, but it's nice. So that's why everybody wants to build her at the beginning, because you usually don't have a really good secure or reliable decreased defense when you start out the game, when you start a new account. So Deadlands is where I'm heading next on my free to play. On the budget account, oh good, I get something for free. What do I have? Oh, it's man, they can fill up these pack bars so quickly. When you start the game, there's none there, or only one, I think. And they fill them up really bad. There it is. Okay, there's my free stuff for the day. So yeah, they fill it up really, really quickly. They really encourage you to spend some money on this game, and they try and make you believe that it's just you're not even going to have to work for it. But you do. You have to work for it no matter what. You can spend thousands your first day, and you still have a ways to go before you've solved all the problems in the game. That's part of what makes it fun. If we didn't have challenges and problems in this game, what would we be doing? It wouldn't be any fun. So I think a lot of the guys who play this, and gals, a lot of the people who play this game are puzzle people that like to solve problems and do puzzles and things like that. And it's a fun time. But so on the budget account, yeah, see, I'm kind of in the same place. I haven't finished Valdemar Strait yet, and so my Deadlands is still locked on that one. But it's, like I said, a couple hours, and I'll be caught up on both of them. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick update of the reasons I went for Tragi, the reasons I thought that would be a good idea. Oh, I joined a clan on both accounts. I want to make sure and keep both of these accounts in the same clan. The clan seems like it's pretty dead. Let's look and see who's logged in. Oh, there's a couple people here. Well, I'm 2 of the 3 that are in right now. Yeah, a day ago, 8 days ago, 4 days ago. Yeah, so this clan is probably, and I noticed I'm the only one that hit clan boss in the first day. So this clan's pretty dead. If you want to leave me if you have a clan that maybe I would fit into with both accounts, I like to be able to bring both of them in. I'm going to be active if that's a selling point. But yeah, my account my clan for my main account they're not gonna, and I don't even think we have any alts for my clan. So so I think, I don't want to start one. But if you've got a clan, or you know of a clan that maybe these 2 accounts doing this kind of testing would fit into, I will definitely be active on it. So if you leave me a comment in the description or something like that that or leave a comment in the comment section of this video, and leave me a way to get into touch with you or something, so that I can, or just leave me maybe the name of the clan if you've got an idea of which clan might be a good one for me to join. I'd like to get one where they're killing clan boss and maybe doing Hydra. I mean, I'm gonna try and do Hydra pretty early, so we'll see how that goes. But let's see, was there anything else that I wanted to update you on that was kind of crucial? I think that's it. I've been debating whether or not to pull these shards. I got the 3 ancients. I need food or just good champions to build, but I'd almost rather have food, because, and if you're new to the game, food just means that you're feeding champions into other champions. You go into this place called the tavern, and let's say I'm building my Tragi. They've got, if you want to upgrade his level, they've got these brews that you collect in the game, and that gives you experience to increase his level. And if you want to upgrade his rank, and you have to be at the top top level for the star rating that you have to be able to upgrade. And if you have some 4-star champions that you're willing to just give up and feed into this Tragi, if he was level 40, then that would make him into a 5-star. Better yet, Athel is ready to go, and I'm going to be feeding this war priest. This one that you start out with, you get her from doing the first stage of campaign, and usually people build her up to a certain level and then feed her into their starter champion. That's just typically what they do. And then a 4-star becomes a 5-star. A 5-star, you feed five stars into a 5-star, you get a 6-star, and that's just how that works in the tavern. Sorry, if you're a veteran of the game, I know that's not what you came here for. So, but just in case anybody's out there who's just starting out or is thinking about starting an account, that's just a little bit of how to start playing and how to start leveling champions up and building them. It's really important to do your starter champion first. The Tragi I've just had in really to protect my Athel on both accounts. He's been really good at that, even this early stage. So that's been nice. Let's see if they can do this boss level of the campaign. So the big bad boss in this stage is Bad Elkazar, and it turns out, if you watch the Call of the Arbiter series, he's the boogeyman of the whole thing, and he was once trying to be good, and he just went bad. And so yeah, watch that if you're interested. But yeah, and Tragi, I can't believe I'm not trying. You're very limited on gear the first 24 hours you're playing the game, and I just happened to put some gear on him, and he's actually hitting kind of hard, which you almost don't want your ally protectors to do. There's another kind of weird bug in the game where ally protect, and I'm pretty sure it's still this way. It was a long time ago, and I just have never looked into it again. But ally protectors, when they get hit by someone else with a critical hit, it doesn't use the critical damage multiplier from the person who hit them, from the boss or the champion who hit them. It uses their own critical damage multiplier. So if you put a whole bunch of critical damage on an ally protector like Tragi, or like a Vizix, or like a miscreated monster, for example, there's quite a few of them, but if you put really high crit damage on them and they get hit by somebody else, it uses their crit damage multiplier to multiply the critical hit, and so they can really go down. They can go down hard when you build them with quite a bit of damage. So let's see if I can get my elf guard up to 3-star here. We'll go into the tavern. Oh, we've got a war boy that we can see. Okay, so now I'm going to feed this war boy into this other war boy and turn him into a 2-star. And then I'm still on the upgrade rank. I'm going to check my elf guard. Oh, I've got 2-2-stars I can feed into her, make her into a 3-star. And I'm not worried about putting brews into these yet for experience. I don't have enough brews that I can use them on a champion training. I'm doing pretty well on my. So when you start the game, they put you into a novice tournament, and I haven't even gotten the top reward yet, but I'm pretty far ahead here. I'm not as far. It's funny. I'm further in points on the free to play, but I'm not as far, or I'm not as. I don't have a lead. I'm in second place, I think. Yeah, and whoever that is quite a bit ahead of me. So it's probably going to be tough to catch whoever that is, unless they give up and relinquish their position to me or something. But so you just come in and I'm a box checker. I'm a completionist. I go in and I try and clear red dots. It really bugs me that these 2 red dots are here, but I've got so much energy. I don't want to put that out. These red dots, and I keep clicking on that to see what that red dot is. It's hard. I hate them. I hate the red dots. I don't want to see them anymore. This tells you when you've got new gear, and you go into the champions and you look at the gear, you can look at the filter, which we didn't used to have. So it's really nice that we. Yeah, so I got this as a reward for completing something. I can't even remember what it was now. Oh, there's some speed on a speed. That's nice. Hey, that's a good set of gloves for early game. See, my free-to-play is getting some good luck here. And then there's just this 3-star shield set that you always get, and it's usually not very good. But you use it for the first week or so, and then you kind of cut it loose, and you're into 4 and 5-star gear after that. And after a few months, you don't even use any 4-star gear. You usually get rid of that too. So even free to play, you eventually are going to get good gear. So that is the update. And like I said, if you have any, do you want to see me open some shards on this? I was going to wait until the summoning event. I guess the event that's coming up is going to be a Path of Light event. Does that include summoning? Let's look at the news, which I never do. I don't see anything on the Path of Light. Okay. I'm assuming it's a summoning because we don't have a summoning event on the tournaments or on the events. So maybe it'd be better for me to wait. Nah, let's just do it. I probably need whoever's there. Okay, so let's do free to play first. Let's see if the free to play can continue to outluck the budget. All right, so now when you summon shard, okay, so we've got so for 7 more hours, we have a 10 times chance from Ancient, Primal, and Sacred Shards to get these guys. Aeslin the Stalwart, and he's the new, what do they call it? I can't remember the name for this. There was a name for this new type of champion. And they seem pretty good. This gal, I really like this one. She's good. She's got the speed in all battles by 20% and crit rate in all battles by 15, but only applies to the high elves. So if you put her on a team with a bunch of high elves, she's just really, really good. Okay, Unity Champion. That's what it was. That's the word I was trying to think of. The Unity Champion. So she's got this passive that has all of this benefit that she gives to other high elves. So each faction is getting one of these, and these are the first 3. I actually pulled this guy on my main account. It wasn't even there was a very remote chance of me getting him, and really lucked out and got him. I haven't really used him yet though, but he's got some cool, he's got a cool aura and a cool passive for the Sacred Order. And there's some really powerful Sacred Order that I have. I have a Venus and a Cupidus, and so I've been thinking about maybe building a Hydra team that would include him, because you could put Shamail in that team also. Anyway, if you're new to the game, I know nothing that I just said makes any sense, but stay with me. Eventually it'll all make sense. All right, so chances for Ancient Shards outside of a 2x. It's a 91.5% chance that you're going to get a rare champion, 8% epic, and 0.5% legendary. So there's a very remote chance that we might get something that can be game-changing on this account. Most likely we're going to get 3 rares that will help me raise Athel up to a 6-star. So let's do the first one. First shard opening. It is a rare. Oh, good. It's Mom. Mother Superior. Mother Superior can be kind of useful early game. She has a decreased attack on her A1. She's a good healer. She heals an ally by 30% of this champion's max HP. And she's got for a rare, she's got decent max HP, so it can be a pretty decent heal. Places a shield buff equal to any surplus heal for 2 turns if the target is fully healed by the skill. So if she's healing somebody and they're already almost full and heals them, whatever that surplus heal would have been, she gives them a shield for that amount. So there's no wasted heal on that one. I kind of like that skill for a rare. She's probably not worth building if you have better options, and most of the time if you have better options, you'll know it. Places a 7.5% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. Places a shield buff equal to 10% of the target's max HP on all allies for 2 turns if an ally's HP is full. So again, you got a heal and shield mechanic, which is pretty decent. That skill's on a 4-turn cooldown. The other one's on a 3, which isn't too bad. And she has speed in all battles by 13%. So early game she can be used. And when I say early game, I mean pretty early game. First few months you could use her. I wouldn't take her to a 6-star. I would stop at 50 on her. All right, let's see what we get for the second one. Mom is a good one to get. Oh, here's Hatchet Slinger. Love the dwarves. He's got a chance at stun on his A1, which is kind of cool. I've never built a Hatchet Slinger before. Unkillable on his champion for 2 turns. On a 4-turn cooldown, that's not bad for him. The problem is he's only got the 1 attack. 80% chance of ignoring 15% of the target's defense if this champion has 50% HP or higher, which is nicer than the 50% or lower, because I've seen that on champions before too. But this one, that's actually not bad. Like if you can keep his health up, he's got an 80% chance, and it looks like it books to a 100% chance of ignoring some defense, and that's kind of nice. I don't know how hard he hits. I'd have to look that up. But and then a 10% chance of placing a stun for 1 turn if the champion has less than 50%. So whether he has 50 above 50 or below 50, he's got some benefit to that A1. It's kind of cool. I've never considered building him, but that's kind of a cool. I kind of like that. What's he got for passive? 5% chance of counterattacking when hit. Has a 25% chance of counterattacking when hit with a critical hit. Okay, and that goes up 15% more. Nice. Okay, Hatchet Slinger. I'm probably going to feed him, but that's kind of, it's kind of a unique set of abilities. I kind of like that. I when I started playing this game, I built way too many champions because I thought they were interesting. Oh, good, crossbowman. He's, attacks 1 enemy, 15% chance of placing the extra hit. He actually, I think for a rare, he hits okay hard, but most people probably aren't going to build him because, again, better options. places 30% increased crit rate buff on a target ally for 2 turns, grants an extra turn. Okay, so he can put it, and I think he can put it on himself too, if I remember right, and that's a 3-turn cooldown on that skill. Attacks one enemy he's got 3 skills for this rare. Attacks one enemy has a 50% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Also has a 50% chance of placing 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. That's not a bad one either. Yeah, he's okay too. And again, I'll probably feed him as well. Early game, you kind of have to be careful about not trying to build too many rare champions that aren't special, and you find out which ones are special through some experience, through watching some videos, listening, going on hellhades.com and checking guys out. Don't just start feeding if you don't know whether they can help you or not. But if you've got better options, it's fine to feed most of the rares in the game. There's a few that I would say, hey, you might not want to feed your first copy of that one. But the thing about rares is if you wait long enough, even if you feed them and you made a mistake, you're going to get them again. And so it's not too critical. All right, well, that's my shard pulls for my free to play. Let's see how the budget account does on the shard pulls. First one coming down. We have another rare. Hey, it's a Misericord. I didn't even look at her skills. I'm sorry. I have never been interested in her. Totem. I do remember that she had a poison. That's right. I forgot about that. 50% chance of removing a random buff from the target. Has a 15% continuous heal buff on this champion for 2 turns if a buff is removed. So this 50% doesn't increase with books. That could be used on no, I wouldn't use that on Magic Keep to remove a shield because she's a weak affinity for that. Yeah, I wouldn't even try that. Attacks all enemies, places a 30% decreased defense debuff on this target for 2 turns. So it's a small decreased defense, and it's on a 4-turn cooldown, but it's AoE. So potentially, again, you're probably going to have better options for those specifically those debuffs and the buff strip that she has. Hey, a Madman. Madman used to be really good. People were using him in Hydra. They nerfed him. And now his skill just doesn't work that well anymore, and he's kind of useless. I got almost done building. After I built the Corpulent Cadaver team on Hydra, if you know, you know. Attacks all enemies, heals this champion by 10% of the damage inflicted if this champion's current HP is below 50%. Again, there's that below 50% one. It's a hard one to use. That's a hard skill to use. Okay, this is the one. Attacks one enemy will ignore 30% of the target's defense, will ignore block damage and shield debuffs, which is kind of nice too if you're using something like this in arena. But again, not something you're probably going to want to build. This was the skill that everybody was using on Hydra. Attacks one enemy, has 50% chance of attacking all other enemies with a second hit, dealing 30% of the damage inflicted from the first hit. The second hit is always a normal hit. And that said, the second hit always being a normal hit, it had a crazy multiplier to it. It was just like Trunda's, I think it's her A2. I don't have a Trunda, so I don't really keep up on that. But the Trunda teams in Hydra are crazy. And this Madman had a similar kind of mechanic going on with his A1. And they nerfed him because people were doing too much damage. People that had access to a certain champion were doing too much damage. So, yeah, they nerfed the poor Madman. Okay, so six shards, 6 rares. But that'll be helpful for... oh, good, I got that one done. Got my rare skill tome there. Yeah, so that'll be good for food. I'm just gonna feed those champions. I may take a couple of them up to level, up to 4 stars to be able to feed them into a 4-star to make a 5, or hopefully I'll be able to make some 5 stars soon and get my starter Athel up to a 6 star. So that's kind of the video. That's what I had planned to talk about today. If you have any further predictions or questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. And I hope you're doing well and have a great day. See you later.